You ever notice how sometimes you start up your favorite game, the one you sunk hundreds of hours into, and it just doesn't hit anymore? You run the same missions, the same loop, the same reward cycle, but something's missing, that little spark. And here's the crazy part, this feeling isn't because you've grown out of gaming, it's because you're doing the gaming equivalent of eating the same meal every single day. But what if trying new genres could not only make gaming fun again, but actually make you better at the games you already love? And I know the idea of exploring new genres sounds small, but in the next few minutes you will see why this might be the biggest skill upgrade you can make as a gamer. Here's the honest truth that most gamers don't want to say out loud. You think you're loyal to your favorite genre, but actually you might be stuck in it. FPS players stay in their FPSs, MOBA players stay in MOBA, and RPG players stay in RPGs. And loyalty is fine, absolutely, but overexposure kills excitement, it kills learning, it kills that feeling of discovery that made you fall in love with gaming in the first place. The conflict is simple, games evolved, and your habits didn't. And when habits don't evolve, you get burnout, lower motivation, decreased performance, and ironically, more boredom, even though you're playing more. If you've been feeling unmotivated lately, it might not be you, it might be the lack of variety. You want gaming to feel exciting, meaningful, maybe even a bit magical again, but you keep going back to the same well, hoping the water tastes different. Therefore, you need variety, yet you keep avoiding new genres because they feel unfamiliar, intimidating, or just too different. So you're stuck in a closed loop, and the loop doesn't break itself. This isn't just a motivational try something new message. There's real scientific backing for why experimenting with new genres is one of the best things you can do for your brain. For example, a study from University College London found that novel experiences activate the hippocampus, increasing dopamine levels, the brain's motivation chemical. In simple terms, new is exciting, old is predictable. Gaming is no exception. When you stick to one genre, your brain isn't receiving new patterns, new challenges, or new forms of feedback. Your dopamine curve flattens. That's why the game feels like less than it used to. Then we have a study published in Nature by Green and Pavlier, which showed that gamers who switch between multiple game types build broader cognitive skills, such as faster decision making, better attention switching, and improved strategic planning. In other words, trying new genres makes you smarter in your main genre. Also, you can reduce burnout through dynamism. 2019 psychological review describes something called experience diversification, which reduces burnout by increasing perceived autonomy and novelty in routine activities. Gaming is a perfect place to apply this. Rotating genres renews your sense of choice and freedom, the two biggest antidotes for burnout. And my personal favorite is reigniting effect. This is the brain's tendency to pay more attention to incomplete experiences. Trying a new genre opens a loop, and your brain wants to close it by mastering the new system. So trying new genres doesn't dilute your skill, it sharpens it by activating new mental pathways. Let me tell you a quick story, not about some pro gamer or an esport legend, but someone exactly like you. A few years ago, there was a guy who played nothing but shooters. Every evening, every weekend, rank grind, same maps, same loadouts. Let's call him Damon. But then Damon hit a wall. He wasn't improving. He wasn't enjoying the matches. He would rage more often, quit more often, complain way more often. You know that feeling perfectly, right? One day, almost by accident, he installed a Metroidvania action-adventure game. Not because he wanted to, but because a friend wouldn't stop talking about it. He tried it, got confused, got frustrated, almost refunded it. But something interesting happened, that the slow pace forced the young Padawan to think differently. Patience over speed, planning over reflex, outcome over impulse. And after a few weeks, something clicked. He went back to FPS and suddenly he was calmer, more deliberate, more strategic. He stopped overpeaking, stopped rushing into fights, started reading engagements like a chess match. His friends literally asked him, "Bro, what happened to you?" This is the point. Sometimes the upgrade you need isn't inside the genre you're stuck in, it's in the genre you're avoiding. The thing you think is not your type might be the thing that solves the exact problem you're facing in your main genre. Let's make this practical, okay? Something you can actually apply tonight, because the goal isn't to overwhelm you, it's to give you a simple framework to unlock more fun, more skill, and more variety. Take your main genre, for example. Now, pick something that is the exact opposite of it. If you play FPS, try strategy. If you play strategy, try action RPG. If you play RPGs, try platformers. If you play racing, try roguelikes. Your brain loves contrast. Contrast creates novelty, and novelty creates growth. You don't need to commit to a whole game. Just commit to 20 minutes a day or at least every other day. That's it. And a small tip, if you game mainly with your mates, but sometimes there's a day when they are offline yet you want to play, try a different genre. Remember, you're not trying to like the game, you're giving your brain space to explore. After 20 minutes, your brain's novelty sensors are satisfied. Even if you stop, the benefits transfer. Ask yourself whilst playing something new, what skills does this genre reward? Where do I struggle here? How does this challenge differ from my main game? This turns your play session into cognitive training. There's a rotational ritual you might want to try as well. It is a powerful weekly routine. For 2 or 3 days, play your main game. Then for a day, try a Souls-like game. Other day, play a comfort single-player game. The last 2 or 3 days, just be flexible, play whatever you want. This tiny rotation prevents burnout and increases long-term improvement. Lastly, a lot of resistance comes from identity. You tell yourself, I'm an FPS player, I'm a Souls player, I'm the MOBA guy. But the moment you shift your identity to, I am a gamer who explores, the entire mental barrier dissolves. Because exploration is where a gamer truly grows. Let's bring this back to you, the audience of one. You're not watching this because everything is perfect. You're here because gaming doesn't always feel the way it used to. You miss that spark, that challenge, that immersion, that excitement, that feeling of losing track of time. And that's totally normal. But the gap between where you are or where you want to be might be as small as trying a new genre for at least 20 minutes every other day. Don't underestimate how tiny decisions create massive shifts in your relationship with gaming. Gaming isn't a checklist. It isn't a loyalty contract. It isn't a prison where you're stuck doing the same thing because it's familiar. Gaming is an art form, a playground, a space to explore worlds, mechanics, ideas, stories, systems, and versions of yourself you haven't even met yet. And when you try a new genre, you're not abandoning your favorites, you're renewing them. You're bringing fresh energy back into the games that shaped you. You're upgrading the way you think, play, react, and grow. So if gaming hasn't felt exciting lately, maybe it's not the games. Maybe it's the routine, and routines were made to be refreshed. Try one new genre this week and watch how your entire gaming experience shifts. Hey, if this gave you even one, I should try that moment, drop a comment telling me which new genre you're going to explore next. It really helps me understand what videos will help you. And if you want more psychology-driven gaming videos like this, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Happy exploring!